everyone, and welcome back. So, like I said, this year it's a combination of 3 and 4 for Cavernclan. First off, there are a few small mistakes I made. Basically, there are just some details I forgot to add into the story. So, rather than ruin any surprises or anything like that, I'm just gonna mention them towards the end. It's not a whole lot, but yeah, there's a little bit. The next update for Cavernclan might take 2 weeks instead of 1 week like it has been, just because I'm trying to improve the videos a little bit, kind of like having this sprite here, except, have it be more than just a little static image. But there will be other content in the meantime, so it's not like there's just going to be nothing. So that's just what's going on right now. Anyways, let's get on to Cavernclan and what they've been up to these last 2 years. So next up we have Red Star. She starts off year 3 feeling quite content in her life and her little kit. She realizes, however, that she really likes being a mother. And she's learned by this point how to balance her duties with being a mom. There's no one else to do any of her roles, so, she kind of had to get the hang of it sooner or later anyway. And with the lack of numbers that they have, she starts to get concerned, and she actually talked to Pebble Sprout about it, and they decided to allow outsiders to join, as long as they're females. Along with that, she also has decided that she wouldn't mind having a few more kits later on, to help their numbers increase, and also she just enjoys being a mom. Pebble Sprout's kind of rubbed off on her in that aspect. Anyway, shortly after her kit, Branch Kit, becomes an apprentice, she ends up pregnant again. And it's still the same Tom. She visited him again that she fell for, moons ago. And by the end of the 3rd year, she ends up having her next litter of kits. This time, she has 6 kits. Only 2 of them are females, so the 4 Toms will only have 6 moons with them. Red Star loves them, but she was practically brainwashed into Squirrel Star's reasoning that she's following the new tradition of Toms being exiled regardless. Year 4 starts off differently, with her losing a life due to blood loss from having her previous litter at the end of year 3. Other than that, the year is not too bad. She spends a lot of time with her kits. There's a lot more of them, so it's a little more hectic. At least for a good chunk of the year, she still has Pebble Sprout around to help her. As a leader, she does want to stop the other clan from needlessly killing her clanmates, since that is a trend that has continued. But with their numbers still being so few, she has no choice but to do nothing for the time being, which is really rough on her. But she can't, reasonably send her cats off to fight with there only being, like, a handful, if that, and most likely losing or dying and then just being kicked out of their home in general. So she just does nothing and decides that she will wait for revenge later on. And she has also made the decision that from this point forward, any Toms born into the clan will be trained in the basics at 4 and 5 moons old. So when they're exiled at 6 moons, they will leave prepared for the outside world as much as possible anyway. And at the end of the year, she once again announces that she's expecting kits. This time she has 3 of them, all of which are females, which has her very happy and excited, since none of them are going to have to be exiled. And she names them Day Kit, Thistle Kit, and Wool Kit. Next up we have Branch Paw, one of Red Star's kits. As a kit, she often asked a lot of questions about the world and everything within it. And as an apprentice, she worked hard to do her best to impress Red Star and Pebble Sprout. It's from her hard-working nature that she ends up sore a time or two from overdoing it. Towards the end of the 3rd year, she's made a warrior and given the name Branch Holly. As the only other cat able-bodied enough to carry the responsibility, she's made the deputy. She takes pride in her new role and strives to do her best. When she hears that her mother Red Star is expecting more kits, she's not very happy at first. She's a bit resentful about it, but that soon fades as she meets the kits once they're born, and soon ends up playing with them a great deal. She also makes sure to take on more tasks so that Red Star can relax and just enjoy her time with the new kits and her new siblings. Now on to year 4. Things are a little different, not too much though. She ends up getting scolded by one of her siblings, Berry Kit, and is not very impressed about it, and she ends up ignoring her for a bit. She instead spends her time listening in on different cats. She actually knows all the gossip due to how much she listens on different conversations throughout the year. Partway through, she announces she's expecting kits of her own. She's had a short fling with a tomcat from another clan, and it was only after calling it off that she realized she was pregnant. She feels a little lost, but is comforted and guided by her mom and Pebble Sprout. It's through this that her admiration for the 2 older she-cats grows. She ends up having a litter of 4 kits, 3 of which are Toms. She feels like she let the clan down a bit by having only 1 female kit, since she knows how badly they need their numbers to grow. But she loves her kit regardless. It's even more devastating to her when Yellow Kit, her one and only daughter, dies at 3 moons old. She enters a bit of a depression and hardly acknowledges her sons because of it. Thankfully, by the end of the year, she starts to go back to her usual self and becomes more present in her other kids' lives again. The only other kit that was able to stay in the clan from year 3's litter is Mousepaw. And while she was a kit, she showed early signs of the path she'd end up choosing to follow later on, as she'd be spotted picking flowers in the camp to bring back to the medicine cat den. She's generally a quiet kit and doesn't get up to much, but it could also be due to her getting headaches on a few occasions. Because of these headaches, she gets annoyed with Low Kit and his loud playing and ends up telling him story after story just so he'll keep quiet. Once she becomes an apprentice, she goes down the path of the medicine cat. She knows there could be a large risk to this choice due to the last 2 cats dying by pursuing this role, but she knows her clan needs a healer and wants to fill that role. She ends up dreaming of having a mate in kits one day, knowing it'll be difficult with the no Toms rule, but figures she'd find a way to make it work. However, shortly after having those thoughts, StarClan informs her of the rule that medicine cats aren't allowed either of those things. Finding out about that, she begins to rethink her choice of becoming a medicine cat, the world feeling much smaller at the moment, leaving her yearning for more from life. Near the end of the year, she ends up finding a cat bleeding out from giving birth and manages to save her and bring her back to camp with the kits. It's through this that she realizes she truly does want to help cats in need, and decides she'd give up the dream of mates and kits to give her life to healing. Filled with a new purpose in life, she finishes the year more determined than ever to become the best healer the clan has ever had. In year 4, Berry Kit becomes Berry Paw and then Berry Howl. Everything timed out just right for her to go through all the stages. As a young kit, she was rather bossy, and even when playing with other kits, always had to be the leader of their little pretend clan. She got quite annoyed when other kits interrupted her when she was trying to call a clan meeting. As an apprentice, she still had a bit of a bossy attitude left, and had this ideal thought of how warriors should be, and did become a bit resentful of how little Pebble Sprout had to do to help her on the clan. She figures the older she-cat should be out helping to hunt or patrol and not just stay in camp all the time, since they did have very few adult cats around. With her mom, Red Star, as her mentor, she ends up having a love-hate relationship with her. While she admires the older cat as a leader, she also resents all the time she has to spend with her and not being able to do her own thing. She tends to get scolded frequently due to trying to do things her own way all the time, so that doesn't help either. Eventually, she becomes a warrior near the end of the year and earns the name Berry Howl. She turned into a skilled fighter and has the other kits in the clan begging her to teach them a few moves, which she happily does. Next up, we have a brand new cat to the clan. Her name is Chief. She ran into Red Star a few moons into year 4, and they did share prey together. However, she took off, not really wanting anything more to do with the clan at that time, But then they met again a little later, and she did decide to join this time. She takes to clan life easily and tends to go around reminding the other cats to get something to eat. She also greatly enjoys listening to Pebble Sprout's stories and learning more about the way of clan life. While she's new to being a warrior, she does her best to set a good example to the younger cats and wants nothing more than to live by the warrior code for the rest of her life, as she's realized this is the path in life she was meant to take. The last cat to join the clan is a guy who took on the name Channel Tuft. She was found by Mousepaw just after she'd given birth and was bleeding rather heavily. She returned to camp to receive healing with her kits. She wasn't too sure on joining initially, but after spending a bit of time with the clan, she decides that she likes their life and agrees to join, despite this meaning that once her kids are old enough, they'll have to leave due to being Toms. Alright, so with Pebble Sprout, in year 3, not a whole lot happened for her. Near the start of it, Brindle Speck did visit her in a dream to pass along an almond, but sadly, Pebble Sprout forgot it pretty much as soon as she woke up. So, what it was meant for, or if it was a warning, or what, she won't ever know. Beyond that, she just spends her time sleeping, telling stories to the kids, and offering advice to any who will take it. Once in a while, she'll spar with Red Star to keep her skills sharp in case she's ever needed in helping to protect them, since there are very few cats in their little clan. And the only other thing to note for year 3 with her is that she does find Berry Kit annoying. She typically loves all kits and is patient with all of them, so the fact he annoys her is quite something. Now, into year 4, things are a little different. There's actually a couple of big surprises. A few moons into it, she actually announces that she's expecting kits. This will be her second litter, and she's hoping that she'll finally have a daughter who can stay in the clan and that will outlive her. When the time comes, she gives birth to only one kit, who happens to be a Tom. While she's sad as she knows his fate, she also savors her every moment with him and dotes on him a lot. With all the kits that she's been helping to watch, she does take some time to herself and goes out for a few short walks outside of camp to stretch her legs and get some time to herself. But it's taken nearly 4 years for her to get to the point of needing some time on her own. However, near the end of the year, while out on one of these walks, she's killed. The neighboring clan has struck again and this time killed Pebble Sprout. She's actually okay with this, as it means their new medicine cat, Mousepaw, has a higher chance of surviving now that the other clan took out their aggression on her, instead of their med cat, since previously the other clan only killed their medicine cats. So it's a bit of a bittersweet moment kind of thing. She's okay with it because, she hopes that this will keep their new med cat apprentice safe. But it's sad because she was such a sweet cat, and I was really hoping she would live a really long life. But, her time was up, so she went to Star Clan, and is now just watching over the clan from up above. The only other cat that went to Star Clan is Yellow Kit. She was born in year 4, and she was the only female kit of Branch Holly's litter. She's treasured and doted on to some degree, but she also, not many people liked her for some reason. Her mom doted on her, but a lot of the other cats that were around at the same time as her didn't really like her for some reason. And she was only a moon old when she caught kitten cough, and the sickness hit hard and fast, and by the time she was 3 moons old, she was too weak, and with the other cats not really liking her, she decided to just give in, and she died. She's, again, following the trend that female kits die before they're ever able to reach the age of being a warrior. So, it was really sad. I felt bad for her. Hopefully she has a better life in Star Clan, and, other cats up there like her more than the living ones did. To finish up year 3, we'll go into the exiled cats. which all that it is just the update on the names, because StarClan also gave those Toms their warrior names. Templepaw becomes Templehorn, Twigpaw becomes Twigstone, and Slatepaw becomes Slateclaw. Year 4 exiled cats have a little more things going on. Minkit becomes Minkpaw, and he's a pretty caring cat and will remind other kits to get something to eat when they get too carried away with playing. He also is often found asking older cats a lot of questions about the world. He learns from an early age of having to leave the clan once he reaches 6 moons, so he decides to do everything he can to prepare for it. This results in him often sneaking out of camp to practice what little survival skills he's picked up from the others, and has only been caught once or twice, so that by the time he's of age and, sent off, he gets the last few training sessions with his older sister Branch Holly before leaving and feeling quite confident and prepared for life outside of the clan, which he's actually excited about, and he wants to see more of the world. Next, we have Hazelkit, who becomes Hazelpaw. He realizes he was too harsh towards Mousekit, likes to annoy other cats, and plays Mouseball with Red Star a fair bit. He also annoys the older cats a lot. Like, that's one thing that kept popping up all the time. He also is one of the few cats that ever saw Pebblesprout be rude at any point as well. And, that's all he got up to before he was sent off. Next up is Lowkit, who becomes Lowpaw. He picks burrs from other cats' pelts a decent amount, and he likes to get special gifts. They make him feel very special when he gets little gifts. And he does get sick at one point with a stomach ache. Other than that, not a whole lot actually really happens. That's his life. Next is Scratchkit, who becomes Scratchpaw. He likes to spar with Branch Holly a fair bit, and when he's not doing that, he hides in the nursery. I don't understand that logic, but yeah, that's what he does. He has some arguments with Berrykit. He hangs out with Branch Holly a lot, actually. He even shares prey with her and everything. And yeah, that's all that really happens for him before he leaves the clan as well. And lastly, we have Blossomkit, who becomes Blossompaw. He is Pebblesprout's son, from her second and last litter. And he tells Branch Holly that nobody likes her. He has a mock battle with Yellowkit where he was quite rough with her, despite her being sick. And then he goes and cries after playing a little too rough and getting himself a little hurt. He makes fun of Boulder Kit's insecurities. He brings Lightkit some fresh kill, who is the only cat he's ever been nice to. And he likes to try and have fun all the time. But his way of having fun is making fun of other cats. Unfortunately, Pebblesprout was a little too, she spoiled him too much. So he actually became a very, rude young Tom and would bully the other cats a fair bit, which is quite unfortunate. And like the others, he was exiled at 6 moons old. So that wraps up year 3 and 4 for Cavernclan. The cats, there were some other kits that Channel Tuft had. They're basically newborn kits, so I figured I would wait to introduce you guys to them until the next video, because this is getting to be a lot of cats, and like I said in my last update video that I just moved, so I have to watch my time a little bit. I don't got a whole lot of it because I'm still getting some things sorted out. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. I was pretty sad to see that Pebblesprout died. And also Yellowkit, that was just tragic. I don't know why no one liked her. It was really weird. And also, I couldn't believe the way Blossompaw turned out. That felt kind of disappointing that, he ended up being such a little, I don't know even the word for it. Just that he was so rude at the end of it. He just had to insult everyone at every chance he got. really was not sad to see him go, other than the fact that he was Pebble Sprout's son, and I just felt bad for her that she never got to have a cat that actually stayed in the clan. Yeah, so those are the cats. I'm thinking I'm gonna end up doing a little lineage tree thing for the different cats, so you guys can see just how many kids Red Star has had, because it's getting ridiculous. But anyways, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next week and the next new video I'm going to be posting. Thanks for sticking around and making it to the very end. You're awesome. Yeah, and feel free to let me know what you think's going to happen next. Like, if you think Mousepaw is actually going to survive to, being a full-fledged medicine cat, or if the other clan is going to get in the way of that. Anyways, I'll have other videos for you next week, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. See you next time. Bye.